First, I have to tell you about this game called Pokemon Go. Anybody young enough to know about that? Okay. 2, 3, okay. The reason I have to talk about it is I kept noticing cars and groups of people with phones in the parking lot over the past couple of weeks. Like 5 to 10 younger people would be in our parking lot. And I figured out they were doing Pokemon Go because I have a son who's 30 and he fills me in on stuff. I said, what's the deal? Is there a resurgence and what are they doing in our parking lot? And he said, well, there was an update. So there were some new things to do with Pokemon Go, which is an online game. And what you do is you get the app and you walk around with it, and it's like a game in the real world. So everybody knows that, right? Is there anybody who's confused about that? So in our parking lot, there's a gym. And that means that you have to get a bunch of people together, or you have to have some kind of superpower, and you take it over, right? And then it gets to be your gym. So Kelly goes, my son, he goes, well, Mom, you just need to get a bunch of your friends together and take over that gym. Like, okay. But the thing about Pokemon Go that I was thinking of was that, well, it's interesting that all the people came attracted to that, right? And I got this little bit of a vision that Roland was joking. He said, well, we need to put something inside where they have to come inside to get it. And then I thought, well, actually, and I know that we have this potential, is that we want to be so attractive that, our energy streams out. Everything Cindy talked about today, everything Zach talked about, and Bub played, and Chris sang, all of that is really attractive to me. That spiritual path and that expressing of our Christ being, our Buddha self, just our connection to Source, our expressing. Like I can see that every week I am laying on. Let's see I guess just an assignment on us that we are so attractive with our unconditional love and our Christ self that in the next 3 weeks, maybe 1 or 2 people say, wow, what is it about you that, what is it about you? And you can say, well, it's my soul, and why don't you come to Unity? I was thinking that. The other thing about that game when you play it, and because I did get the app, I had to see what it was about, what it looked like, and I have to admit that it is kind of fun. That when your little avatar self, which is a stylized version of a person, so they're looking really good, when you walk, there's a circle around you. When you're walking in the real world and you look at your little avatar on the phone, there's this circle around you. And I like that as a metaphor too. Like your energy, like my energy doesn't end here. It goes out further. I can make it go to the whole parking lot in the game. And I'm thinking that we can also do that. That we can send our energy out, our loving, accepting energy out that way. Now, lately, I have been a little bit distracted. I've been a little bit shut down and not even, I think distracted is the best word. And somebody was kind enough last week to call just to check it out with me, and I'm grateful they were saying, what's going on with you? And I was like, I've been so distracted. I wasn't able to be present. And that brings me to today's talk. We have been exploring the Book of Joy, and I'm going to bring up just 2 practices for joy that we're going to do together. And the point of it is so that we are not distracted, that we are present in each other's lives. The Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu talk about developing mental immunity. I would say that's about mental immunity from the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or just your plain daily life, right? Yeah, what happens? About using our focus, using that focus to be present and setting intention. So here's a few affirmations or statements that I'm going to say, and I just want you to listen to them, let them go in your brain. Spiritual practice is the essential ground of my being, sustaining and supporting me throughout my life. Daily prayer and meditation keep me in spiritual alignment. The more I practice, the more I benefit. I give myself quiet time every day. Contemplative life is very personal, and practices meet your needs in a different way. Like we're gonna do 2 practices together. You may love it. You may want to tweak it. You may find one of them great or 2 of them great. So it is personal, and it is up to you. It's your job to find the spiritual practices that work for you and connect you to pure source. I find the practices that renew and restore me, that remind me of my connection to pure source. Ask yourself, I mean, just ask this question in your brain right now. How can I connect to pure source? How can I just put it out there? Because that's a really helpful question to ask the universe. So everybody in your head, just, how can I connect to pure source? Here's one that I have to admit I tried for the first time this morning, and I love it. It's called morning intention setting. My old practice was to get up and meditate, but this is different. This is you can get up and do it, but they suggest that you do it while you're lying in your bed and you wake up. You know, if you're lucky enough to just wake up and not have an alarm, you know, that's and if your alarm wakes you up and you schedule a little time where you can just lie there and do this practice. So we're going to do it together. We're going to do it sitting. We're not going to go back to bed. So that would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? Have a sleepover. So sit comfortably with your hands on your legs or your lap. Close your eyes and take several long breaths. Feel the air come in and go out. Now ask yourself, what is my heart's desire? What do I wish for myself, for my loved ones, and for the world? Our deepest desires usually lie beyond our temporary wishes and wants. Our deepest desires are more likely resonate with profound human values that lead us to our greatest happiness. The Dalai Lama has a simple way of testing our intentions. Is it just for me or for others? For the benefit of the few or the many? For now or for the future? So I came up with an intention this morning. I'm going to share that with you, and then we're going to have time for you all to come up with your intention. And I applied that test, you know. I'm about to go on vacation with my family. And vacation with your family can be a test too, right? Because you want to be your best self, you want to have fun, you want everybody to have fun. And at first I thought, well, I want to be, you know, I want us all to have fun. I thought, well, that doesn't sound high enough. And if I want everyone to have fun, how does that help everyone if I actually want them to have fun? And then I was lying down and thinking about my intention, and what I recognized was what I really wanted was to create a space of acceptance, where I was so accepting of myself and everybody around me, my family for the next 10 days. So accepting that all of our hearts opened instead of shut. It doesn't take much to shut down a heart. I've had 2 sweet little grandkids, and I just noticed if I lose my patience for a minute, I can shut them down a little bit, just by saying, "Don't do that," instead of being accepting. I'm not saying I'm perfect, and just hear this now. I am not going to be perfect for 10 days, but I'm going to try. And the vision I got from just taking the time, for me, was very profound. Here's one of them now. Zach, you can go on up the stairs and see Grandpa if you want. Go on up. that the difference between, and this is why the Pokemon Go comes into play. See, it all relates. Like the Pokemon Go thing is that circle, the avatar has a circle of influence. And you can't do, your circle has to encompass the Pokemons you want to, capture, be in the game. I want my circle of influence to be felt. I want that circle of acceptance to really be felt, so that instead of shutting down, I don't think our hearts need to grow like the Grinch talks about. I think our hearts just need to open. I think our hearts are huge already. But we have spent, we've lived in the world, and we have had reason to shut down. So that if I can make acceptance big enough, that my heart can open, and the people around me, that became my goal for the day. And I was so pleased with that vision, I just had to share it. So now let's go back for you. Close your eyes. What is my heart's desire? What do I wish for myself, for my loved ones, for the world? Now state your intention to yourself. If you like to write it, if you're a writing person, we have notepads. And just state it. Today, may I be patient. Today, may I greet everyone with love. Today, may I remain calm in the face of uncalm energy. So, when you have your intention, just open your eyes. And I want to ask if sometimes people do, sometimes they don't. Anybody want to share their intention? Okay, that's fine. I just like to give the chance. So a Buddhist prayer goes like this. You may have heard it. May all beings attain happiness. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings never be separated from joy. May all beings abide in equanimity. So here's the next practice we're going to try. It's called focus and stress relief. The instruction is to find a place in your home or your work that can be your regular place to go and be peaceful. Whether it's a corner, a chair, maybe if you have a lot of people you live with, you might need a place where you can close the door, or even if you have 2 very lively children, you can find a place where you can close the door, or someone else takes care of the kids, or whatever, where you can be alone. And so that when you even just go to that place, I just have a chair, and when I sit in it, it's like, that's it. You sit comfortably, you close your eyes, and you breathe in and out, and I'll lead you through it. And you just count 5 breaths or 10 breaths. Yeah, that's it. It's really simple. And you know, over the weeks I've talked about how all the science behind why this works. It retrains our brains. It gives us some dopamine. It makes our lives different, and we actually live longer, healthier lives, and our calmness spreads around us. All those things, you know, all those social psychology tests and even brain science tests, you know, it's been pretty much proven that this stuff works. So right now, we're going to practice focus and stress relief. Close your eyes. Place your hands gently on your knees or in your lap, and focus your attention on your breath. And we're going to breathe in and out together. All right, so breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. So that was 5 times. And if you are feeling particularly stressed, you can add one more instruction to the breath. Let's say you did the 5 breaths and there's still some agitation. You know what it feels like in your mind and your body. You can add a description that you're breathing in cooling peace and that you're breathing out the stress. If you're a visual person, you know, some people can visualize this. You can visualize maybe misty, cool, beautiful air coming in. And if you want to visualize maybe some red air going out, or, you know. If you're a mental person, just give yourself the instruction. Like, some people don't have the visual thing. If you're a mental person, give yourself the instruction. My instruction is breathe in coolness, breathe out stress. And if audio is the way you learn, then tell yourself, say it out loud. I'm going to breathe in coolness, and I'm going to breathe out. And you might even say it every time, or the word peace, or calm. Calm, stress, however that is. And I think I hit all the spots for learning, and I'll give yourself instructions, visualize it, say it out loud. Let's try it with imagine the breath bringing in cool air. So I give all the people who are mental people this instruction. We are going to breathe in cool air, and we are going to breathe out stress. And all the people who visualize, I want you to visualize with me. It's like there's a stream, and your eyes are closed, and the stream lifts up some misty blue fresh air that comes over to us, and we're breathing it in. It's just so refreshing and just what we need. And when we breathe out, it somehow goes through our body and circulates, and it's going to bring out, anything we don't need. You can just visualize that as a little bit of red air. Okay, so everybody, here we go. 5 more. So we're going to breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in coolness. out stress. Breathe in spaciousness. Breathe out tightness. Breathe in openness. Breathe out stuck. Breathe in love. Breathe out fear. Now, you're all relaxed. I know I'm more relaxed. And you have your intention for the day. I'm going to give you one more thing. And that is, I was joking about you can have some next Sunday off, and I'm taking that back. Next Sunday, our most wonderful Cindy Shequin will be speaking. So actually, I think it would be good if everybody brought a friend and worked on, with me, you know, if you can get into that Pokemon gym thing, work on seeing unity as a place of delight and a place of renewal and rest, and that the kindest, most wonderful thing you want to do is to bring a friend. I know that Chris Bub's going to be here, but also Morgan is going to be leading some songs, and that is going to be awesome too. So, frankly, I'm the only one who gets vacation next Sunday. Okay? All of you guys, you are officially on board, and I think y'all need to bring a friend to up the energy and appreciate, and I actually see it happening. And what I want to say is the following Sunday is also going to be awesome. The following Sunday, we're going to have music and mimosas on the patio after service. Okay. You know, and just plain old orange juice for some of us. And that's going to be Chris and Kyle, and I don't know if the drummer's going to be there or not, but it's going to be music just right after the service, mimosas, and I think we should all bring friends to that too, because I think it's pretty awesome. All right, let's take an offering for unity. I invite you to take your tithe, your love offering in your hand, your, this is my, if you give electronically like I do, just hold your hand up. And let's say our affirmation together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I thankfully acknowledge God as my source.